Hi, floral friends, and welcome back to another episode of Floral Observations. We are on what, episode 6 now? That's crazy. I can't believe we are flying through them. So, Garrett, tell us about episode 6.
We are into the top 5, which is wild, but we are doing Coming Up Roses is the theme for the week. So we move into the very first task of floral chandeliers. I love a chandelier. You love a chandelier.
Girl, yes, I do love a chandelier. You know I do. Pardon me while I reach my...
They are provided with a large base that is an outer ring and an inner ring. It has to be balanced. It should be all the way around arrangement, but viewed from the bottom. And they have a hero flower, again, of roses. They are provided every rose I've ever seen in my life, from more standard colors and styles of roses to garden spray roses. Everything you could ever want is there in every color.
Yeah, they had some dyed roses up in there too.
I believe they only had 2 hours for this, and that is wild to me. What would you have done to zhuzh up yours? Before we get into designs, what would you have done with all that access to really make yours a standout shape or design?
I think what I would have tried to do is think of something that, I would really like to see the roses kind of all either be in something that's really minimal and symmetrical, like really drive home like a crystal chandelier but with roses.
Yeah.
Or my other option would be to create something that's still really like form like a strong shape, like a really strong spiral or something like that.
I would instantly go hurricane, or I would try to take one of the lamps that is an IKEA lampshade from the flower shop, and it's this beautiful wicker, not wicker, but it's like woven bamboo.
Yeah.
And I would have made a more shapely base. Because all of them are, again, if they're going up, I'm going down. The second you see nobody else contorting the shape is the moment that you add to or you change the shape up a little bit.
Yeah.
So let's get into it.
Let's do it. First, we have aces here. I'll let you start.
I'm going to bloom this, but it's going to be a soft bloom. Actually, you know what? The more I look at this is a prune. This is beautiful. This is absolutely lovely. It is all round. It is not more focused in the center, but it is viewable from the bottom. He did do nice accents. However, I don't see the rose as the hero flower here. I have groupings of beautiful anthuriums, aromaris. I have hydrangeas that really focus really nice. And while none of them compete for the main hero flower, also the rose does not. It is beautifully accenting, but it is not the hero flower in this. And it's safe. It's foliage with a bunch of flowers. He did do, I'm gonna change my mind again. It's a soft bloom because he's the only one that brought in these outlets. This is how hard it is, because while it's beautiful, is it meeting everything it's supposed to?
So I'm kind of right with you. Like, I'm with you. I was surprised when you said the prune, though. I am a soft bloom.
Yeah.
I think this is just such one of those. It's such a beautiful design that I can't give it a prune.
Yeah.
There's just like the color play is beautiful. The anthurium in there, things are just so beautiful, and the way that they pair is so beautiful. However, I am in 100% agreement that the rose here is not the hero.
Yeah.
So for that, it's a soft bloom.
I'm right in the middle, but I will go soft bloom.
Justin, I am going to... This is a bad photo.
This is the best photo. I took about 6 different ones. This is what it is, though, from every side.
Yeah, I'm going to prune this. This just looks messy, and then there's this one long rose that's so random, and I'm really confused by it. So prune.
While there is a hero flower of roses, I'm going to prune this because he emphasized too much on the inside being about anthuriums and being butterflies. You can view it from the bottom, whatever, but while we see the roses on the outside, the inside of what he had them see was not focused on roses. And it's so basic. It missed any kind of unique color, any kind of technical. It is very boring. So prune.
I'm just going to say also, when you go from seeing that one to this one is the next one, oh man, it makes it look that much worse. So this is Beth's design. I am going to bloom this. I get the hero roses. Beth is just like, a machine with the amount of work that she can and the scale of work that she can crank out
Yeah.
in the same amount of time as other designers. And I feel like this is a really beautiful showcase of that statement.
Absolutely, yeah.
So this is a bloom for me.
This is a bloom for me. It is soft because there are opportunities mechanically. However, she's the only one that didn't say anything about a wedding. She wanted it to be a different shape and a different kind of experience. They say it's off balance, but I think the design, how it's built, really reads well as off balance, because while they want it balanced, that asymmetry balance is what really is a wow factor.
It's not off. It's also not really off balance from the chandelier.
Yeah.
Like it's off balance to the eye, but it's fully weighted, balanced in a great way that everything's hanging really nicely.
So she's a bloom.
Yeah.
For me.
Who is this? It's Connor. I'll go ahead and start with Connor. And this is going to be a soft prune. It's pretty, but that's about it. The roses, while they are the hero, I feel like everything that it's paired with is just kind of there. Mm-hmm. It's pretty.
I'm gonna soft prune this also. The amount of focus put on this feathering fern and these details that he really wanted, they almost wash each other out. Yeah. Like Matt was saying, the hero flower is there. It's a good focus. However, it fades away to just a blank, muted. This could go up on the ceiling and it's just there. It's not meant to be like really hyper enjoyed. Yeah. So for me, it's a soft prune also. This is Adam's. Unfortunately, that he was eliminated in this episode. But I'll start with this. I'm going to bloom this. He did kind of a little bit, because he's a very good technical designer, breaking up the line, kind of what you were saying with having more symmetrically focused areas. I get the hero flower in it. I know that these hydrangeas are not this bright, but this is what they show on the screen. When you see social media pictures from Adam, they're actually not as focused as lime green, but with what we're viewing, the hydrangea is a little off, but this is a bloom for me.
It's a bloom for me too. I love it. This is actually, like, I get excited when I see this one, and the only other one that really excited me was Beth's.
Yeah.
This is beautiful. The orchids are gorgeous. I think that this is a prune, or a bloom. Whoops! This is a bloom for me, for sure. So now now we are into the group challenge. The group challenges, which is another one. There's 3 teams, right?
No, there's 2 teams. Do you want me to do it real quick?
Yeah, you go for it.
There's 2 teams. There is the 2-person team of Adam and Beth.
That's right, because there's only 5 of them.
And the other team is
3-person.
Led by Justin, but it is Connor and Ace on his team. The group task was make a fantastic floral fantasy, or like something to do with a forest. They kind of kept just saying
fantastic forests of flowers, but then they were also saying fantasy trees.
They wanted fantasy trees. There was a lot of fantasy, and so in the end, if it's not a fantasy, if it's not something that takes me to another planet, again, y'all know I dive deep into science fiction fantasy. I dive real deep into video games and stuff like that. Removing yourself. This would have been one of my favorite tasks.
And they also said that they wanted an innovative use of color and a contrasting element.
And you have to enhance the natural tree base. They were given a tree base and they had to enhance it. They had 4 hours. This is one of those things, and I wish was on the other episodes, when there's a team that has less people in the same amount of time,
there needs to be some sort of...
You need a 10 or 15 minute head start or something. Because there is no...
That is just a straight disadvantage
like
to
fairness, yeah. And so our first tree, I dive for. I'm going to start.
Go for it.
This is Team Adam. He made a silver fantasy tree. It's everything. Him and Beth were very good team members. Beth was very good at being like, this is what his vision is. If I don't see it, I'm going to follow until I understand it, and I'm still going to be there. He made the only tree that you could peel back the bark and it made an experience, and there was design underneath. This is a fantasy. He used aluminum foil. It's a shabloom to me because of the technical skill, the color usage. While there's carnation orbs, they're enhanced. The tubing looks like vines in their movement. It hits all of my principles and elements for depth, color, It has amazing texture across the branches. This is everything.
I'm right there with you, Garrett. This is a shabloom for me. I love this. So those are like vacuum tubing that they have all over it. And they just left it exposed, and the judges ate them alive for it. And I think it is such a, like, I think it's such a wise decision. I think it's a beautiful color. I think it works beautifully with what they've got going on. Miss Rose, can you please come over here and lay down? Thank you. And I just think that what they have done here is just super successful. I love the foil. This is a fantasy tree for me. It is a living fantasy. The orchids are perfect. I love the carnations that they've strung together, and they've got it going all along. Like, it's so much work put into it, and the fact that the two of them did it in 4 hours is
the technical level of this tree is amazing.
It really is, really next level. This is a shabloom. I think they did a great job. So the next one is Team Justin. This is Connor and Ace with Justin, and I'm gonna go ahead and start with this one, and I'm gonna prune it. Because
this is their safe space tree, just so they know what the theme of this tree is.
Yeah, it's a safe space tree. And I'm sorry I'm going to invade their safe space by saying that I don't like their safe space tree. It's just, I don't get it. I don't get it. They've got all these palms in here. It's not really fantasy to me. It's got this dripping crystal, which is just kind of cheesy to me.
Yeah.
Then the hanging orbs of flowers that don't really make sense and incorporate them the same way that the other one did. It's not successful to me. It's not a fantasy, and honestly, I feel like the judges, they said fantasy trees so many times and then lost track of that entirely when judging came along. So it's a prune.
This is probably one of the hardest prunes of the season. I've said things are ugly and I hated them. This is probably the worst design I've seen of any episode on this whole entire show. There's no color harmony. There's no innovation of color. It's messy. The way that they just squirted paint on things. They needed Kristen up here with her painted hand. The colors make no sense. The random blobs of flowers. There's a nest that has anthuriums painted gold in the middle. I get the theme, but at the same time, it's not fantasy. You're not creating any kind of innovation. There's nothing in this tree that's innovative. You also didn't enhance the base tree. It's literally all natural product. It's bad. It is the worst design of the whole entire
I'm honestly a little annoyed at the judges for sending Adam home because he didn't deserve it.
Because this was all bad design, all bad principles and elements, and very, for the skill levels on this, it was very disappointing on the contestants and the judges. So, after this disaster, what's your bloom of the week?
The other team's tree.
Abso-fucking-lutely. Let's go back to it so we can enjoy it again. Look at her. Look at her. It is
beautiful.
Technically amazing color, amazing.
I feel like we could both live there right now with our galaxy.
Yeah, this is one of those, when you see that, it is a gasp-worthy design. She is the design of the week, one of the best and strongest designs of the whole entire show. She gets everything. It is a fantasy tree, and it takes me to another world or another time in the future. It has an emphasis on innovative use of color and covering up the tree. When a judge says, I'm mad because I wish I would have done this or used this, that is it.
Yeah.
That's the second you should have won and been done with it. That's that. What a crazy. I'm sad to see
Adam
go.
You were robbed.
Nothing against Justin.
You heard it here, folks.
Not against anything against Justin, but it should have been Connor. It should have been Beth. It should have been Ace, and Adam should have been that top 4. There wasn't good leadership skill. There wasn't any kind of good design, so it's very disappointing. But we're narrowing them down. We're in the top 4 next week. It's a weird top 4. At least 2 of them are what I saw. It's part of my fantasy.
I knew that Beth was going to be in that finale. And I'm still knowing that Beth is going to be in that finale.
Beth is just so innovative and she flows with it so well. Connor is my other one. I love Ace, and Ace has grown really a lot. However, he's not showing the innovations.
I feel like Connor's like the dark horse. He came in and was like the quiet one and has just been really consistent. And he has such a unique point of view that is, I'm ready to hear.
Yeah. I think that Justin and Ace are playing a catch-up game. The other two have done so well individually or as team leaders even, that I think, unfortunately, while they're very good designers, Ace and Justin are a step behind right now and are playing a really aggressive catch-up
Agreed.
game.
I think Beth just has like what it takes for this. Ace has it, but I feel like Ace's experience is almost like becoming a detriment to him.
Yeah.
And then Justin, his lack of experience is becoming his downfall.
Yeah.
So I'm interested to see how these next couple episodes play out.
So catch us next Monday where we're whittling it down, people. We'll see who goes home, if anybody gets saved, anybody comes back. It's still a reality competition show.
Anything can happen.
Yeah, and so catch us next Monday for Floral Observations. And where can you find us on Fridays?
On Friday, we're on the Floral.today Facebook page, and we are going live for our Floral Friday that we do every week at 3 p.m. Central Time. Special guests and all, so join us. It'll be a fun time. You can tell us directly then to our faces what you think about us, and we'll see it.
Comment below what you thought of this week's episode. What was your balloon of the week? And if you think we were right or wrong. We will catch you next Monday. Bye.
Bye.